This morning, I have my friend Kim Burkett here, who runs Goodness Village. Come on up, Kim. And Kim is here to tell us a little bit about Goodness Village. We are partnering with them, as I've told you, for our service project this fall. And I've invited Kim to just come and kind of be our story today. Tell us a little bit about what Goodness Village even is, because she can tell you much better than I can. And just share with you a little bit about their mission, how we can get involved, how she has gotten involved over the years, and her passion for it, which is strong. So, Kim, thanks for being here. Have a seat. Thanks for joining us.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you should be on. Yeah, just give it a second.
Okay.
Thanks
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. So, as I've told you guys, we are going to be helping Goodness Village by providing cleaning supplies for them to stock their apartments. You're going to be hearing more about that. And gift cards for them. So, Kim, first, why don't you introduce yourself and then and your family, and just tell us a little bit about that first.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor.
Absolutely.
My name is Kim Burkett, and I'm the director of Goodness Village. And I've got my family up on the screen. My husband, Jim, and my son, Brandon, who is 15, and Ryan, who is 12. And we attend Fellowship Bible Church, and my boys attend Little Rock Christian.
Yeah.
Both boys are in just about every sport, and we have a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah, two good athletes there. Brandon and then Charlie are the same age, and so we've gotten to spend some time on baseball fields, especially with the Burkett family. So, Kim, tell us just a little bit about Goodness Village. Let's start with just what it is and what you guys do.
All right. I think the need to kind of back up a little bit, where we started out, the vision of this wonderful ministry started 25 years ago this year. And it was called Home Away from Home for many years. But we basically provide apartment living for patients and families who travel into Little Rock for medical treatment. But we have recently had a name change, and we outgrew the capacity, I guess, for the Little Rock Church. And actually, Fellowship Bible Church was very instrumental in helping us to determine that it was time to spread our wings and become our own 501c3, because we wanted to set ourselves better up in the positioning in our community and in the region. And who would have ever thought that right in the midst of COVID, after it took a very long time to kind of get things going, but we received our final stamp of approval for our own nonprofit on March the 30th in the midst of COVID. So I was thinking, oh dear, how are we going to rebrand and bring awareness and all those good things? But God always has his right timing and right plan, and so it's really given us a great talking piece, actually, to share about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little more. I think we've got a picture, I think, of your staff.
Yes.
And I know that you guys have kind of begun to develop a staff, and because your ministry has grown so much.
That's right.
So there's your staff, and then we've got some pictures of the apartments that you guys provide. So tell us a little bit more about who you serve and a little more of the details of what you guys do.
Okay. Well, what is so nice about this ministry is that we don't just provide an apartment, but the apartments are fully furnished. They come with everything you can possibly need. And in our city, we have some great options for housing for medical patients. But what sets us apart is that we are Christ-centered, and we provide an apartment, like a true home setting. And as you can imagine, coming from literally all over the world, in different states and different cities, into our city to receive treatment, many times patients are here for 6 to 8 months at a time. You're going to want a home. And so that's important, and that's what we provide. But not only a home with a fully furnished apartment, but encouragement and love along the way. And so we find that we are an extension of the families. Of your family when you're coming in. And so that's real important, because these people are alone, they're scared, and they just are looking for some hope along the way. And so we try to be the hands and feet of Jesus as they come into our city. We many times people don't know Jesus, and so we're able to pray with them and encourage them and just bring them hope along the way. And so it's really, really special.
Yeah, I love it. It meets such a fantastic need. And I think back to even just like traveling this summer with Charlie for baseball tournaments and being in a hotel for even just a few days gets old really fast. And I can't imagine coming into town and having to be here for weeks on end, not just be somewhere away from home, but also be sick and be receiving medical treatment. And so I love the need that this is meeting for families to be able to stay together and live in an apartment that feels like your old name, a home away from home.
Right.
But tell us a little bit more about your story, about how you got involved with this ministry and your passion and your heart for it.
Well, if anybody knows me, you'll know that I have quite a passion for this ministry. But as far as my background, the Lord was preparing me for this work a long time ago. My background is in hotel sales and marketing, and worked in hotel sales and marketing for about 17 years. And after that, determined that I wanted to have children. And I was kind of into the working world, but so people always thought that I would go back to work, and I did too. But as soon as I got that little Brandon in my arms, I was like, oh no, goodbye, guys. But so I'm one that's always really tried to stay involved in the community. So at that time, I enjoyed being a mom for a while and wanted to get my kids involved in serving. So I was able to get involved with the 20th Century Club Lodge, which also provides housing. And so that's where I kind of learned a little bit more about the need in our city and the importance of serving. And so got my kids involved with delivering I was the patient liaison there for about 5 years. And it just kept growing my love for this need in our city. And so I knew that was a temporary position. And so that when the lodge was built, we were actually kind of looking for a different church at that time, in more smaller, intimate setting. And so my good friend, who's actually on our staff now, Chrissy, invited us to the Little Rock Church. And I was invited to get involved with this ministry with volunteer basis. And I mean, just immediately, I was just hooked. Just on the front line with serving these patients and visiting with them and loving on them. And it was really fun because probably about 3 weeks or a month in, Regina, who was the ministry leader at that time, asked me for coffee, and she said that, Kim, I've been praying for years of who would be replacing me, and it's you. And I was like, oh dear. I said, I've never done ministry work before in my life, and I said, I'm a sales girl. So, but she said, nope, I've been praying, and I know it's you. And so it was interesting. She told me to go home and pray about it, and I kind of looked over the course of my life and about my experience in the hospitality industry. And she said, Kim, you love the Lord, you love people, and both of my grandmothers passed away from blood cancer, and so that was primarily who we served. And so I'm like, wow, the Lord has been preparing me. And so my husband and I prayed about it, and literally by Monday, I was like, I'm in, let's do this. And so I didn't have any staff at that time. It was just myself and a few volunteers. And so I'm 10 years in, and we've got a staff of 6 now. And the Lord has had me on the biggest roller coaster ride ever, but it has been the most fantastic experience that I am just honored to know my purpose, number one, but then serve the Lord in everything that I do every day. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I've had the chance and the privilege to see you and to see your passion for this ministry, and I agree, you are a perfect fit. I didn't even know about your hotel background and education, but just your compassion that you have for people and the way that Kim loves on people. She's amazing at leading this ministry. So, Kim, tell us a little bit. I know you guys have a lot of ways people can serve. And so tell us just about a few of those, especially as we think about moms who have kids, young kids, elementary school kids, even teenagers, and how everybody has a place to serve. I think we have a couple pictures as well of some of that.
What's so nice about Goodness Village is that everybody has an opportunity to serve with us. Everyone has a different gift. But as I'm looking out at the age group that you all are with your children and young moms, I think back to myself when I was just sharing with you about when I was serving with my boys. And those were just really, really meaningful times that I was able to get some paint out and get a piece of paper, slap some, finger paint on their hands and just stick it on a piece of paper and have them try to write their names or whatever, and just put sharing God's love and taking it to a patient. And I love seeing those little pictures that people have provided us hanging on the refrigerators of the guests that we have. And so we find it's the little things, not these big extravagant things, but the little things, the intentional things that people do that can really make an impact on a family's life, that can bring a smile. So maybe it's baking cookies with your children or painting some pictures, handmade cards. We try to do something special over each little holiday. We've got Thanksgiving coming up. So I remember back in nursery school days, we'd make those little turkey hands or whatever. And, those little fun little activities are always fun. But, the gift cards we're talking about. So we're still looking for some sponsors we provide Thanksgiving meals for all of our families. And we've got Christmas coming up. We provide Christmas trees in all of our apartments. Fellowship, a lot of the D groups have had a lot of fun the last several years for Christmas caroling. I know Ben Parkinson's group, he's on, I think, year 3 or 4, where his whole group, all the kids, they come together. And, we've had to take a little pause on a lot of the things that we're doing, but we try to be very respectful, wearing our mask and doing some safe things. But we're still planning on doing a lot of those things, staying outside. But these people are lonely during this time, and so just getting creative, whatever gifts that you might have, is just really makes an impact.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities, like Kim said, from the small things to drawing pictures and making cards. I think about my own experiences through life. I'm not a very good hostess, so like when people come over or when I have company or anything, I'm not very good at gifts or making people feel welcome. I'm just like, hey, you're welcome to be here. I don't have anything for you. But when I walk in, and I've seen these apartments, you walk in and there's a little bouquet of things on the island that is welcoming, and there's scripture that's handwritten that is stuck on the refrigerator, like home or by the kitchen sink, and there's drawings and cards from people, and it feels so good. And so I just wanted you guys to know there's a ton of ways to get involved. And in 2 weeks, you're going to have a chance to either bring on that day a gift card. That can be a $5 gift card to Sonic or Chick-fil-A, where somebody can get a little snack or drink or a treat. It could be a meal card to a restaurant, Tzatziki's. Panera is right below one of the sets of apartments, any kind of a restaurant. It could be a gift card to Kroger or Walmart or Target. They just love to be able to bless their guests in those ways and hand those things out to them. So on the 1st, bring a gift card with you. You can bring some cleaning supplies if you want to, but we're also going to have a way where you can pull your phone out that day on the 1st just while you're here. And we're going to have some links of ways that you can engage. You can jump on Amazon on their wish list, and you can purchase some cleaning supplies. And that'll go straight to them. They'll store it up, and they'll stock those apartments as they need it. We're going to have some other information centered around your 25th anniversary.
Yes.
Ways that you can just pull your phone out and either sign up to serve or sign up to donate, to purchase things that they need at whatever level you want to engage in. But I wanted you to hear from Kim that there are also opportunities for you to take your kids and go and serve, especially through the holidays. So Kim, last question that I just kind of want to wrap up with today, and that is through serving with Goodness Village, through running the ministry, through engaging with these people and patients who are in Little Rock for a time, what have you learned about God and who He is?
I've already mentioned it before, but I really know that I'm on this journey. And I think back 10 years ago when I first started leading the ministry, He wanted me to learn every little aspect of this ministry. And so I was alone for a long time, just doing the work, learning every little detail. But I've been on this journey with the Lord like you would never believe. Kim Burkett had a plan, but he set me straight many times, because this is not Kim Burkett's ministry. This is the Lord's ministry. And so I think the journey that I'm on is just learning to follow Him, and not on my agenda, but His agenda. And I have found, once I have let loose of that, because if y'all know me, I'm kind of a little bit of a control person, but I just want, for the right reasons. But this is God's ministry, and I have really learning and keep learning that when I do let go of those things and just follow Him, the most magical things are happening right before my eyes. And what I have found is that it's the bigger things. You know, when I work and try to make this happen, but when I sit back and just follow Him, the bigger things happen, because He's aligning things. And right now, some great things are aligning. And so we really need you. We really need the community to come together, because I'll say this in kind of closing, is that in the midst of COVID, when we are trying to promote and bring awareness about our organization, I was scared. I was thinking, oh my goodness, we're going to have to close up shop here. And but no, He is using our team. When other housing facilities in our community are having to run at lower capacity, He's using Goodness Village. And it's going to take a village to come together. But what I say is, what could this really bring to our community to have a true home for these families, and where they can cook in their apartments, they can do their own laundry. And we focus on keeping the families together. And so right in the midst of COVID, we've got families that are virtual schooling out of our apartments, but they're together. They're with their mom and their dad. The dad may be going through the treatment, or we've got some people in NICU, but we need you. We need prayer. We need people coming together. But I'm just so honored to serve the Lord and try to follow Him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Kim, thanks for being here today.
Thank
I'd
you.
love to pray for you before we go,
Thank you.
and then we'll have Ann come up. God, thank you for Kim, and I just thank you for the way you have worked in her life, God, over time, woven together strands of things that you were growing in her and developing in her, skills, passions, gifting, God, and the way that you have brought all of that together for her to lead this ministry of Goodness Village. And so, God, I just pray that you would keep your hand upon her and their team. Would you give them wisdom and direction as they move forward? Would you bring the support financially and in volunteers and all the things that they need, God? Would you just bless this ministry, because their goal is to lift you high and glorify you and make your name known. And so I pray for the patients who are being blessed by this ministry. Would you just use it to open their eyes and their hearts to you, God, to a relationship with you, to the blessings of eternal life that you offer. God, would you just work through this ministry, multiply it, and use it for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Kim, thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.